Makes my day a little brighter. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another studio vlog with me, Carolyn, from Crafting with Glorious Purpose, where here we make unique and custom gifts for you or for that someone special. This is Labor Day. I am in the process of working on my new bandanas for Halloween, so I'm going to give you a sneak peek of those in this video. And I don't think I'm going to be doing a whole lot today. I'm going to be kind of jumping back and forth. I do want to take the day to kind of relax and, you know, enjoy the holiday and not being at work. But with that said, this is a 9 to 6 week for me, so I will get the extra hour in the morning. And hang on there. I'm actually making the bandanas right now, so I was waiting for this to heat up. But yeah, so we're gonna get started right away so that we can get some stuff done. But I'm hoping to do more prep, get some things done. I'll tell you about the next market that I actually signed up to. So that means I think it's 10. I have 10 until the end of the year. So it's gonna be fun. So without further ado, let's get this going. Morning, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday. So today, we are actually starting our work week. Yesterday was Labor Day, and yeah, I did some stuff yesterday, but not a whole lot. I got a lot of admin done. I got my bandanas completed and posted, which I saw you saw me put together. We are starting strong. So this morning, we are going to be working on some sunflower merchandise to go for our sunflower soiree, which will be on the 14th. And that it's going to be a smaller show, so I'm not going to go all out, but I do want to have some sunflower merchandise. So I do have one window cling with a sunflower, but was kind of hoping to maybe do some small stuff like a sticker. I want to do a couple car decals, and I want to do another variation of the window cling. I do have I am on the later shift this week, so I don't have to worry about logging in until 9, which gives me a full hour. We are a little before 8 right now, so I'm hoping to get the window clings and the decals cut. I'm finishing up the last part of it that I got to take into Cricut Design Space and finagle to get it to cut the way I want. So I have the Cricut ready to go. I have my vinyl. So I'm going to get started on making that. And if I have time, like I said, I'd like to do a sticker. I was thinking about doing a car coaster with sunflowers on them. I might kind of use the saying that I've put together to kind of put there. I have a seamless pattern that I created with sunflowers, so I can put that on there. And yeah, so let's get going. So while the Cricut's going, I figured I could just kind of break in and give you a little bit of an update. So yesterday, I got an invitation to the November show that I was waiting for at the high school. We did 3 shows there before, and all 3 were phenomenal. So we are so excited we'll be able to hopefully be in this show. I don't see it being a problem. They opened it up to the returning vendors first, and then it'll go out to the public by the 7th. So I got my application in yesterday, and just waiting to get back the confirmation. But I'm sure I'm in. Like I said, we've been there the last 3, so I'm pretty sure I'll be good. So that will bring my total up up to 8 markets for the rest of this year. So I'm pretty excited, but a little freaking out at this point. I have a lot of them that are really close. So I have 3 in September, I have 3 in October, and I have 1 November and 1 December. I'm going to try to leave December open, just because I want to enjoy the holidays too. And I don't know what the holidays will look like this year, since I've been really pushing hard for the holidays. I mean, you all work up to the holidays, so I am really excited to see how this holiday season goes with me pushing as hard as I did all year. So November, I'd like to get in one more show, maybe mid-November somewhere. So I'm going to keep an eye out for those, but yeah, I don't think I'm taking any more for September, October. I mean, 3 is that's a lot for me, seeing how it's like previous years I was trying to keep it 1 a month. So hopefully I don't burn myself out on these, but I'm looking forward to it. So the other thing I wanted to do is work on a more permanent and nicer solution for my my keychains. So my keychains are they're in a little bin so that you can go through, and I have them as alphabetical. The problem that I have is when they're on the table, you can't see what they are being in that bin. I can't afford the real estate of hanging 87 different dogs, and I like having them in alphabetical order so that if you're coming up looking for a Rottweiler, you don't have to look through 70 other breeds to finally get to the dog you're looking for. So I like having the tabs in there that you can kind of see, oh, here's R, and go to R. The only thing is I think the cardstock is blocking the dogs. So from a distance, you don't see them. You only see the one bin because I don't have an A put in there. I just have the keychain starting, and then I have B, and then work my way through. So my idea was to not necessarily use plexiglass, but also not use something flimsy, but something clear. So I ran a piece of laminate through the laminator with nothing in it, and then it was still a little flimsy for my taste. So I ran it, I put that piece inside another piece of laminate and got this, which is still clear, but a lot thicker. I can still use my rounded corners. I can put the letter on there, and then I can put those in as tabs. So I don't know if this is still too flimsy, but I'm going to give it a shot and see what it looks like. If I like it, then I'll proceed as is and maybe look to upgrade the rest of my tabs that are in my vinyl, because what's happening is the cardstock is getting dog-eared and they're all bent over like this, and it kind of makes me mad. So I wanted to get something that was a little more sturdy. I don't want to do plexiglass because then I have to sand all the corners so somebody doesn't get cut on them. And I'm not sure how to get an intricate cut like that. I was looking for dividers on Amazon. I couldn't find anything. Plus they're all one size. So this way it gives me the flexibility to cut them the size I need. So my vinyl decals are 5 inches across. So I could do a 5x5, or actually I have it as 5x6 so that I have the extra inch for the tab. But the keychains are much smaller, so I don't need 5 inches across. So I can't use just one size. I want to have them for different things. So I'm going to play with this week and see if I can get a better solution for my bins. So I have that on my list with the sunflower merchandise that I want to work on this week. So I'm cutting the first round of I'm cutting the yellow right now, which is going to be part of my window clings. So I'm going to do that first, and then because it takes a while to get through the window cling material. I've upped the pressure, and I still need to cut it like multiple times. So we'll see what happens. But looks like the yellow's done, so I'm going to get the white in there and get that part cut, because that's the part that will take the longest, is all the intricate. I have a sunflower that half of it is butterflies and half of it is the flower petals, so there's a lot of intricate cuts. So I want to get this white one going, and then these other ones will just be real easy, and then I can sit, weed, and assemble, and have 2 of the sunflower things crossed off my list. And then I can work on the car coasters next and get those sent to the printer upstairs, and then just kind of figure out what I want on a sticker. I don't know if I want to do like maybe cowboy boots, or maybe I just do a beautiful sunflower with a saying or something, but I'm not sure yet. But stickers are always an easy way to do a bunch of things. And I have some space in my binder, so I've been looking to do some new stickers. So this will give me an opportunity to come up with something new. So let's get this white going and start weeding the yellow. very hard to weed when you got a Band-Aid on your finger. I was breaking down cardboard boxes yesterday and totally sliced my finger with a cardboard box. Not a pleasant experience. And I do have to say, this was my best brilliant idea. I got these folders at Hobby Lobby, and they have the two little pockets in the front, and then they have the big, it's perfect 12 by 12 vinyl, vinyl scraps or pages, and then I can use the little pockets in the front for scraps. So I have it broken down by color, so I have my yellows and oranges so that it covers every shade, and then my little pockets, I try to put the scraps for one and the other. But I have white in one that has like a glitter white and regular white and all that, and then I have my black, brown, silver, and gold, because silver and gold I don't really have a lot of, but it kind of fits. But I have them broken down by colors, so then I have them in here and I just need to grab them. And I only need a scrap. So I think the saying that I'm going to put in the middle of this is going to be brown to mimic the middle of the sunflower. So I have my saying to cut. Vinyl is almost done with the white. And we'll be cooking with some gas. So not too shabby, worked out great. What happens is when you're pulling it off the window cling, doesn't want to give it doesn't want to release the transfer tape as easy as you would like. So you got to go real slow and make sure that you don't tear it. So this one was a little harder because the shape is more organic because it's going around all the petals. So I think when I do this other one, I'm going to pull from the butterfly side because it's not as, there's not as many deep contours as the other side. So I have one more of these to go. We are looking at 8:44, so I got 15 minutes left, and I think I can finish this last one. That will give me my two decals for cars, and I also have the 2 window clings for inside your house. And yeah, I mean, then I just got to think about like what design I want to do for stickers. So I'm going to finish this one up, and then we will get these ones packaged up. These ones I simply remove the backer once it's in the packaging, just so that at in-person events, when people hold them up, I actually encourage people to hold them up to the light, because then you get the holographic, which looks really amazing. So I, just to make sure that it doesn't get dirty, I make sure that I put it in there before I, package it up. But yeah, let's take a peek at what this looks like on the window. So some of the tricks that I use to make sure that I get this lined up, first off is I always clip a corner so that I know what the top is, because sometimes these die cuts, once you pull them off and you don't know where they go, they don't line up exactly right, because you've made them inside design space to fit a certain way. And I've had it before where I've printed a whole bunch and I cut them all, and then I went, oh crap, I don't know what order these were and when I cut them. So what I do is I clip a corner to make sure that I know that this is the top and it faces this way. And then the other thing I use, which is the parchment paper, which we all can agree is awesome. And then whenever I'm doing when I was doing the inside part, I held it down with just a little bit of washi tape just to stop the static, because I get a lot of static in this house. So every time I put something down, it like jumps up at me. So this way that I can kind of eyeball it a little better and not have to worry about it. So that's kind of the route that I go to make sure that these lay flat and stay. And I find it easier for me to line it up when it's on a black background, because then I can see the cut lines a little better. So I just use, this is just a piece of sketchbook paper, which I use, here and there for other things, but it's been a lifesaver for that kind of, instances where I need to line something up or I need something black real quick, just so I can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to finish lining this one up, and I've packaged the one already. So I just simply package it with a hold me up to the light sticker and then just my branding. I keep it real simple, like I said, so people can kind of look at it and see what it will look like when the sun comes through it. And because not all the time you're in a tent with a sunny situation. So you want to encourage people to hold it up and see what it's supposed to actually look like, because it's very hard to simulate the sunlight with these. And yeah, so I'm going to finish up this last one and then get logged on to work, and I will catch you at lunch. All right, this one actually went much quicker. I pulled, like I said, I pulled from the other side, so it came off pretty easily. The other thing I wanted to say was both of these transfer tapes have so much stick left on them, so this will go in my little, reuse, so that if I need something real tiny, I can cut off a piece and I don't have to waste grabbing off the roll. I've had this roll for 3 years, and then I have my big giant roll for when I'm mass making them, but this is good for like little one-offs because they're a perfect size. And I don't know that they do the half rolls anymore, but I'm almost out of that one. But yeah, I've got plenty of, you know, had I had some time, I probably would have went through to see if I had ones to use for these and give them another use, but I think we're okay. It'll come in handy. Like I said, I don't waste my transfer tape. I definitely reuse it as much as I can. And yeah, so I'm going to get this one packaged up and then we're all done. So dividers, this is what I've been working on. So these are 2 sheets of laminate ran through. So I ran the first one through, then I stuck it inside the pocket and ran it a second time. And I got these little guys all made. So this one is completely done. I rounded all the corners on it. So it's thin enough that I can cut it, cheap enough that I don't have to worry about it, but also, and cheap because I still have this big giant pack of these and I don't have anything else to do them. I was trying to make magnetic bookmarks and I just think that they're a pain in the ass. So I opted to not do those, but this was my original, oh, hang on. This was my original, which was a cardstock, and these are all like from the heat and the cold, and then people rummaging through them, they're starting to do this in my bin, and I don't want these to be all gross. So I'm thinking with these, I can put the letter in here. I could do it in vinyl, or I can even write on it in Sharpie. But I'm rounding all the corners so that nobody gets scratched on these because these things can get very sharp. So I'm going to work finishing that, and that should take me to the end of my lunch. I still probably have another 10 minutes maybe. So I'm going to try to get through this stack. These will only be for the keychain, dog keychains, and cat. I made extras for the cats because I need to get a bin for these ones, but they're in a box right now. But this way you can actually see through them, which is the problem I was having, was I feel like this blocked what they were. And if you saw a bunch of these in a bin, would you go through them? I mean, honestly, I wouldn't, because I don't know what it is. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of these cardstock. And it's nice because I really liked this. This is like a shimmer cardstock. And it's got that rose gold color to it, but I'm going to sacrifice the color for actually having it work. So this was the cheapest I could find. Like I said, I went to Staples and I looked at their stuff, and it was expensive to get a pack, but also some of them were still pretty flimsy. So even if I wanted these to be thicker, I could run it through a third time and make it really thick, but it would just look frosted. But I'm going to give these a whirl. If these hold up nice and they look good, then I can look at replenishing these from my decals and my sun catchers and all that good jazz. So I'm going to keep plugging away at this, and then I will catch you tomorrow. Hello, hello, and welcome to Wednesday. So I got all of these little tabs done. I realized I missed 4, so I'm going to make these last 4 before jumping on to work. But these went really well. So to recap, what I did was I did two sheets of laminate. So this is I think it's the Avery. I threw the box away, but it's the pouches, so you can split them in half and use them. So I just ran one completely together through, and then I put the second one, or I put that inside of another one, and then ran that through to give me a kind of harder plastic, I guess. And then I cut out with my scrap vinyl the letters and made the little cards for it. So I think these turned out perfect. I think they're a little more durable. They won't bend as easy. I mean, you'll have to use some force. I mean, I'm sure over time they're gonna bend, but I just have these last 4. I have to round the edges just so that they're not sharp when people are leafing through them. But I think that they show up nice. You can see them, but they also don't detract from what they are. So what I had before would be like this, and you don't see what's in them. I was leaving the first one open for A and then putting all the baskets next to it, and I felt like you just didn't get what the other baskets were. So this way you can actually see them. I think it might actually help if these baskets if they were see-through too. So I'm going to keep a lookout for another bin that I can put them in they can all be together and maybe section them off, but I haven't found that perfect bin yet. So I'm going to sit here, I'm going to round these, I'm going to put these last 4 letters on, and then that'll take care of the cats. And then I can cross the dividers off my list. I got my sunflower merchandise still underway. I have the window clings and I have the decals done. I want to look at making a sticker, and I either want to make I was like, I could do a shadow box, and I could recycle layers from another one and just do a shadow box one, but I'm trying to figure out which one that would look good on. So I gotta look and see if it's easy enough that I can just do one layer. I might do it. I could swap out one of the pet ones just for this show and then put the pet one back in for the other shows. But then I will only be out 1 layer of cardstock and not a full shadow box. So I might do that. And then I also realized that I am low on review cards from packing orders. So I want to print off a few more of those so that I can have them for the shows and put them in as needed. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do today. So this morning I'm going to finish these up and then log into work. But I will catch you at lunch. So here we are in the dark ass craft room, or main room here. I'm going to press these couple designs for car coasters. Did want to say something. So I bought, so like when Joann's was going out of business, we saw that they had this butcher paper, which I would normally not buy already cut 12 by 12 because you're paying for the convenience of them being in sheets. Whereas I'd rather just buy a big roll, but couldn't pass it up when it was like 70% off. So it was like, we'll pick it up. So I used a sheet of it, and I always do them in between, like when I'm supplementing something, just in case it bleeds through. So I put the paper down on my HTV Ront mat, put my stuff to be supplemented, which were my dog bandanas at the time, with the candy corn. And I put another sheet over top of it, pressed it, it bled through the butcher paper. So I don't know, I've never had it bleed through butcher paper. Parchment paper maybe, but even my parchment paper never did this, but this is what I'm left with. So can't say that I'm overly happy that it went through. It'll eventually come off, because I know, like, way back in the day when I first started doing this and I learned to put paper underneath, was my old Cricut mat, which is, you know, this thing here. I actually sublimated and it bled through. It eventually, after using it so many times, like I would put a protective paper down, but it eventually disappeared. So since it eventually disappears, I'm hoping that after heating this a few times that it will eventually go away. But it just drives me insane when you take the precautionary measures and it still screws up. So I'm going to actually do this with a couple sheets of this stuff just to get rid of it. I was so excited because it was like perfect little sheets, but I don't want to run the risk that this is going to bleed through again. So I'm going to double this up on these coasters, because the coasters tend to bleed out more than anything else. And this packaging is a pain in the butt too. They have it wrapped with a piece of tissue paper, and it doesn't go back in the box, and lots of pain in the butt parts about this product. But to be honest, I'm not a fan. So I have a pink ghosty one I found, which I'm going to use that. And then I thought, since I was pressing it, I didn't want to just press one set of coasters. I figured I'd make it worth my while. So that's why I did that one. But my original one was to do the sunflower ones for the upcoming sunflower soiree. So I'm going to press both of these at the same time, just to, like I said, make it worthwhile to put this heat press on. And then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Alrighty, I think these turned out really cute. Sorry for the extra, but the sun is out, so the window is open. Very, very bright in here today. So yeah, I got my two ghosties and my two sunflowers, and I found both of these patterns on Creative Fabrica. I used this one as is, just because it was fine. This one said like spooky something in it, and I just deleted it and just moved, like grabbed the elements and made my own pattern out of it. Just because I think it fit better being a pattern than having the word spooky vibes on there. So, yeah, so I took that off, got those made. So I'm going to get these packaged up, and then we are good to start whatever else. Like I said, I would like to do, I think, like a sunflower sticker or something. So I just got to think about what I want to put in there and get that ready. And then kind of look at the shadow box, only because I just realized, and I know people are going to think this is crazy, but when you work from home, you really don't know what day it is or what's going on. Half the time you're just like going with the flow. I'm off all next week. I put in for all next week, and I did not realize that until right now. So next week I can actually do, I mean, I have my show Wednesday, but I actually took the entire week because I have days I need to take. So I can spend actually all of next week, like except for Wednesday, because I'll be getting market stuff, making sure my list is done and, you know, yada, 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 all that good stuff. But once I get all that taken care of, I can concentrate on stuff for Sunday's sunflower show. So that to me gives me a little more of a little breather, because I can actually maybe visit making a shadow box in that time. And I still want to hold strong to my reusing maybe layers from a background of another one and just swapping out a layer or two to give it like a field or something with a sunflower. But I have more time that I can work on that. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But I'm excited. I get to sleep in all next week. Like, it was like, it was just kind of like a present to myself. I didn't even realize that I had the week. I knew I took Wednesday, because I mean, obviously I can't leave my job at like 2 p.m. to hurry up and go and get all this stuff done. Like, I love having that day to just get everything prepped, eat lunch at a normal time, get things packed, and then ready to go to the show on Wednesday evening. So this way I don't have to like rush, which is going to be even better. So, all right. So let's make this lunch break count. And I'm going to get these packaged and then start printing some of these review cards. I don't know if you can see this, but my window cling is really doing its thing in here. I've got like this nice little holographic on my table. So let me show you. Right down in here. It's from my my firefly collection. So I have my little firefly up on my window. I never took it off. So every once in a while I get some light and the sun comes in and it just makes my day a little brighter. So I got these guys ready to go. This will go on the pile of things that I need to inventory on my Square account to have them ready to go. So I got that done. Do some recon on trying to make some stickers, and then maybe even looking at doing this shadow box. So I can do that while I'm eating. All right, I finished eating my lunch and I'm looking at, it's funny how you remember things. Like, I totally forgot that I made some designs. Actually, I made a design with a sunflower. And I feel stupid that I didn't remember doing this, but I was on a roll there for a little while making my own designs, and I was uploading them as digital downloads onto To-Do. And then I realized that's just a waste of my time, and I stopped. But I had all these designs, and now that I'm looking at them, these would make great stickers. So I'm going to make them all. I picked 6 that I really liked. I had more than that. But I'm going to wait and see how these ones do. I think I'm going to print off 2 sheets. I'm going to try to do them 6 up on a page and send them through to the Cricut and see how they look. But I have one with a sunflower wearing the, round hippie glasses that says Sunbelievable. I have a little cactus that says free hugs. Let me just show you. Why am I telling you? I'll just show you. So here's my designs. So I have my fabulous like a flamingo. I have free hugs. I have sunbelievable. I have buck and roll with a chicken. And I have I'd rather be reading with my cat and sun's out, buds out. So both of these would apply for this market with the, the sunflower type theme. So I'm going to make all 6 of these, but I have a whole folder of ones that I've made and they're not going to see the light of day. I've gotten no hits, and I'm pretty sure that to do is a scam site. After watching a few a few YouTube videos where people were saying about the, them on there sending sob stories and something, I forget what it was, but when I was reading it, I'm like, this makes total sense because I've gotten no traction on there, and all I hear is people saying how great it is and oh my God. And it's like 98% crocheters and then 1% everybody else. And I feel like all I did was post on there. I got nobody that would talk to me, interact with my posts or anything. So I kind of gave up. But my goal was to do a design a day, or not a design a day, but a design a week and post it and try to keep it going and try to build up a library of designs. And I feel like I spent all this time drawing these and doing it that I want them to see the light of day. So I'm going to make them stickers, and I might even think about maybe possibly making the sunbelievable into a towel for this event, because I think that would look really cute in someone's kitchen. So that one, or even the buck and roll, like the chicken might be fun because people like that. So yeah, I'll have to think about that. I could not be happier with how cute these turned out. I'm so glad I thought of this. I had these sitting there and I was like, I should use them, but oh my God, I love them. They turned out so cool. And it's a shame because I put them up there as digital downloads so that anybody could buy the designs, and then you could put them on a t-shirt, you could put them on a tumbler, anything. Like, it's just a nice piece of artwork. So yeah, I still really like these designs. I think my favorite one still has to be the sun's out, buns out, or buds out. Yeah, these were really, really cool. So what I ended up doing to get some of these, like the, especially the sun's out, buds out, I was trying to think of something for spring. So I logged into, I don't remember if it was ChatGPT or Gemini, one of the AI things, and I just said, give me funny phrases for spring, and it gave me that one, and I immediately thought of a bud coming out with sunglasses on and the sun behind it. So I was able to draw that one pretty quickly. But yeah, I was trying to go through and just do things that I think people might love on a t-shirt. Like, I thought of my friend, she's a huge flamingo girl. I am not, because I'm not pink, but I can appreciate the majestic of the bird. And yeah, she loves flamingos. So I thought of this one because she was always saying about that she was fabulous like a flamingo. So I made that one with her in mind. But yeah, this one is perfect for the sunflower market. So I'm going to get my second sheet off the printer, get that one cut. That leaves me with about 10 minutes left, which would be just enough to get this last one cut. I was worried because my printer took the paper crooked. I mean, not even by a little bit, like a lot, like that straight. So it's like, it's more noticeable on the bottom here. But yeah, it took it crooked. So I eyeballed it straight, trying to see, because I figured it's going to ruin the cut regardless. I'm going to have to print it again. So I was able to salvage it. It did cut it perfectly. So I will have to do that trick later. I just put it on my mat in the corner so that the top was where it's supposed to be. And then I had a ruler and then like kind of lined up where the two black lines would meet so that it was straight, and in the hopes that it would just read it correctly, and it did. So I'm going to go grab this last sheet, get these cut, and then stamp these with my logo on the back, and then I can start listing this stuff on Square. But that'll be cool because I can take these to the market on Wednesday, and I will have to go through my pile and see what other ones I had. I know I had some St. Patrick's Day ones, which I don't think are really relevant at this point, but yeah. Hello everybody, and welcome to Thursday. So it's lunchtime. I got a huge batch of stickers done. I posted them to social media. So here's my pack of stickers here. So I'm going to be, I have these ready to go so that I can add new inserts into my binder. So I'm going to start adding these in. I did make some edits to some of the stickers after looking at them. So there were a few that I kept exactly the same. But the ones that I edited was the sunflower one for sure. Only because I think that it was just too hard to read. So let's look at the original here. So the original was really meant for like a t-shirt design. And I love the saying, but I think it was too hard to read. So it's Sunbelievable. And I changed it to make the sunflower a little bigger. And I also added it to say made for sunny days. So I'm going to go with this one. I also, on my cactus with free hugs and my fabulous like a flamingo, I also made the image a little bigger to kind of die cut out. So the originals looked more like, I don't even know where they are. So yeah, this was the original for the flamingo. And I enlarged the flamingo to have that be the die cut. And for the hugs is the one that started it, because when I saw it, I was like, God, I wish he was just a little bigger. And yeah, so I think a much better improvement here for sure. So it looks more like a sticker. It's got the die cut and it's not just a big blob. So I have those. And I also, when I was going through my iPad to make these adjustments and getting them prepped to make the stickers, I came across my other design that I made, and I didn't abandon it. I just stopped working on it, and I don't remember why, but I definitely thought that this would make an awesome t-shirt. But my Sasquatch, stay wild, stay sassy. So I have, I put that one in there because, I mean, Sasquatch has like pink highlights and a bow, so, and eyelashes too. So I'm going to add all of these. I've put them into Square. They're all cut. They're all stamped with my logo on the back. And yeah, I'm ready to put these in and get these in the mix for the upcoming shows. I got an email today with my location of where I will be at the market for the sunflower soiree. And I gotta say, my placement, I don't know the place very well, but and this could be, you know, I don't know. I could be thinking that it's a better location than it is, but it is right outside the patio where the seating area is. So if people are getting their brunch, they're going to sit outside. And the other nice thing is it's by, I forget what it's called. Like, I'm trying to look at this map. Like there's like the main building. Behind the main building is the patio, and we're right here, right outside the main building. So there's right here is seating, here is seating. So like if people come out after having their, you know, getting their breakfast and they come out to sit, or they're having their coffee or mimosa or whatever they're doing, I'm right there. So there's only 4 vendors in that little space, and that I am one of them. So I think that looks like a good location, but like, again, I've never been there, so I don't know. This will be my first time vending at this place. It looks like they do several Sunday breakfast brunch type deals, and they had about their schedule. They're going to be passing out their schedule for the next year. So I'm definitely looking to do that one again if it works out. So but yeah, now I got all my stickers in here. I still have to put my flamingo somewhere. I think I had an open spot somewhere else in the book, so I might add my flamingo in there. But I think these turned out so cute. I love them. Absolutely love them. So just goes to show, think about your designs and how you can change them to other things, because I didn't even think about it. I had these ready to go, and I had them on to do, and I just got tired of being on that site. So I think I'm closing my shop on there. I'm going to keep my login. I think I'm going to remove the designs and stuff and just have a shop on there, but not actually pursue it any further. I don't want to close it because I want to keep the handle in the off chance that I do go back, but I don't want to close my shop. I want to keep so nobody else goes on as me and opens the shop, because that would be bad. And you know, with scammers, you know that's what they do. So I'm keeping it, but I'm not going to be on there anymore. I just think it's a total waste of time. It didn't go anywhere, so I'm going to use my designs for myself and just, you know, keep doing what I'm doing. So I have my entire lunch break. It is just a little before noon, so I have about 50 minutes or so. I think my next plan of attack, since I got the stickers done, I can call the sunflower merch done. Anything else that I can do is gravy. So I might look at working on the shadow box this afternoon. The only other thing that I did have on my list is I do need to print more review cards, but that doesn't take very long. So I can do that pretty quickly. But I do say that after doing these, the spark has been lit to start doing some more, because I was like, ooh, I could do some more. And I did want to look at making some new towels too, to take to the in-person shows. So I have a lot of these designs would make great towels. So I thought maybe I might see if I can throw some on a towel, make them larger, maybe enhance the backgrounds a little bit, because these were made, you know, obviously, like I said, to go on a shirt, larger, but I added the contour on them so that they could be stickers. So I could extend backgrounds and add things to them to have them be a dual purpose. Actually, more than a dual purpose. I mean, I can put them on anything. Even little car coasters if I wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on that kind of stuff, but I don't think I'm going to be working on much tomorrow. I know this vlog is already kind of long, but I got a lot done, so I'm okay with that. I think what I'll do is sign the vlog off here and catch up with you guys next week. I am on vacation all week from work, so it will be just working on stuff. So I want to kind of look at maybe doing my kind of finalizing my design for my Christmas collection. So I have it almost completed. Like I was working on it last night at karate. I have it done. I want to look at it now with a fresh set of eyes after sleeping on it and seeing what it looks like. If it's good, then I can start making it for the products that I want to offer for Christmas. So, the hand towels. I think this design might make a really fabulous mug. So I think I might make a mug special for this one. What else was there? Definitely make a sticker. And I want to see how I can interpret it into a shadow box. So I tried it. This design I was working on last year, and I kind of abandoned it after the Sweet Shop collection came into my head, and then I was full force on that and was like, I'll come back to this one. So this one I spent more time drawing it, kind of tweaking it and getting it how I wanted it. So I did have a prototype for the shadow box, but I did not like the way the light hit. It was a little hard to see what was going on, and it didn't translate the way it did in my head. So I got to work on that a little more. But I would like to work on finalizing some of that next week so that when I start working shows, I don't lose sight of that and I get it in a better spot. So I think that will be my focus next week, will be those couple things, pressing some towels, and finalizing that collection, getting it up and going. I want to actually be able to promote it better than I did last year. I mean, the Sweet Shop collection, I did promote it quite a bit. I got a lot of traffic, but I didn't get a lot of hits on it. So I'm hoping that this one, I can kind of do some behind the scenes with my drawing. So I want to make some reels and get some stuff out there. Yeah. So all good things for next week. So I hope that you guys have an awesome weekend, and I thank you for spending your day with me. I'm thankful for new subscribers. I'm I think somewhere in the mid 70s, which is awesome. And I love the fact that somebody's watching me. I don't feel like I'm talking to the camera by myself. Somebody's actually hopefully getting something out of these, and I really appreciate that. So if you haven't subscribed, please do, where we make a whole bunch of crazy things. This is Carolyn signing off, and I will catch you guys next week. So bye, everyone.